beautiful, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, hi, my name is Alexis Jayda and welcome. I do story times. I feel a little awkward, you guys, because I am not gonna lie, I'm pretty freaking annoyed, okay? And I know a lot of you guys are like, Jade, don't film content when you're annoyed. Pero I have other FAMBAM where like, I don't give a fuck if you're irritated. I want the damn story time. So I always feel conflicted. And I'm like, you know what? I might just be a little sassy today, but that's okay, okay? And I think I'm just stressed because I have a feeling this video is not gonna be out in time. Future Lex, if it's not, it's okay. Calm down, okay? Calm down. Y'all, when I get like super like anxiety, OCD like a mother, but I already know just because how everything has been going, I'm already stressed. I already had this setup all cute. Let me just vent real quick, okay, fam? So I already had my setup all cute. That's why this background looks different than last video's background. My babe, I swear he has a form of something, okay? I don't know what it is. He's like, let's change it. Let's change it up. So definition of change it up, I'm going to show you guys how it looks on the outside. Hold on, I'm gonna record right now. You're probably thinking, well, just clean it. Well, yeah, of course. Outside of the beauty room, tending to the babies, and like I've told you guys, they're not getting easier as they're getting older, okay? And I'm planning to take a vacation somewhere. I don't want to say the destination just yet, but I'm planning, hopefully it happens. I know we're not supposed to talk about things until they are like set in stone. And then I have some family issues. I'm dealing with that. Fighting with my grandma still, okay? Fighting with an uncle, all right? And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go and record. Everything's like pushed back over here. And I'm like, okay, I gotta set this one up. My camera breaks on me, y'all. It won't turn on. It won't turn on. And you're probably thinking like, first world problems. I don't want to hear. I'm just explaining. I just want to vent. The camera's not working. I'm freaking out. I get like so much anxiety because I'm like, this is like an expensive camera. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I start getting scared like if I'm a freaking child and I have to talk to little Lex inside like, girl, it's okay. You're grown. Who's gonna whoop your ass? Nothing. It's okay. So I'm having these little like prep talks and it is just the worst. Getting prepped for Father's Day has been so freaking hard. My husband usually doesn't like to do like family, like, oh, like huge gatherings, because he's just like, no, let's just do something small. Like he doesn't like. This year, let's invite your brothers, let's do this, let's have a pool day, yada yada, let's do the whole 9 yards. Okay, let's do that, let's do that. Preparing for all that, making sure that everything's clean. And it just sounds like, Alexis, it doesn't, like, it's not a lot. It's a lot because there's things I just can't talk about. And I'm just like freaking out because there's just so much going on and I'm like, and then I kept telling myself, okay, I had one free day, okay, and I was like, I gotta make sure that I sit down, I record, edit, all that, so it's ready, set, and go. No, it did not go as planned. I'm sorry if this video comes out late. I already feel it, and I think it's because I'm jinxing it, and that's another thing too where I get in my head, I'm like, you're already jinxing it, you're already putting it out there, why are you doing that? And then I'm fighting with myself like, you're not doing that, you're gonna do all right, it's gonna be good, like, and knock it off, chill. And I'm just like, just overthinking it so bad. And I want to get like my husband like the best gift because him and the babies give me the best gifts. And so I'm like shopping for him. I went to go find a grill. I found a grill. It's like, okay, let's get that. Oh yeah, let's go see, I want this steak, let's go have this steak. Okay. And it's not like if it's just like a one trip, like boom boom boom. No, it's just like a whole day. And then I feel like an ass because I feel like I want to be like, hey, come on, this is my free day, like come on. And it's like, really? And then I'm over here cleaning, getting prepared for this vacation, and I want to make sure that like when I go, I like take things for the people I'm going to see. So I'm like going through everything. My daughter is like, well, why are you giving that? How come you didn't give it to me? Then I'm like, because I have it to you and you don't want it, but now since you don't give it to somebody, now you want it? Okay. And then I went through like a whole like little like moment and I dyed the freak out of my hair and I'm like, oh my god, it came out so cute. And then my husband gets all close and he's like, why didn't you get your roots? I'm like, what the do you mean? I got my roots. And he's like, no, you didn't. And I'm like, yes, I did. He's like, no, you did not. I'm like, yes, I did. And so it's just like, dun, dun, and then I'm just exhausted and the day is done. And I'm like, I haven't even gone through my baskets of clothes that I have to do. And I still have to clean this. And then Jade's over here having candy. And I keep telling my husband, don't feed her candy no more. Okay. But then he's just like, oh my God, she's my baby. Oh my God. Blah, 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 blah. Gives her candy. And then she comes upstairs because we're over here, you know, like trying to have a little moment, me and my babe and stuff. And so we have to like, oh, what's going on? Throws up everywhere. And I'm like, oh my God, great. So the whole time I'm like cleaning her up, having to like shower her, stay up with her until like 4 or 5 in the morning, and I'm just like holding her. And then my brother sees that I'm posting, and then he's like, I thought you said you were busy. And I'm like, oh my God, explaining like, oh, this X, Y, and Z. So then I just feel like it just comes off like I'm lying, and I'm like, I'm not lying. And he's like, chill, no one's accusing me of lying. It's just, I was just wondering like what's going on. And I'm like, okay. So then the next day I have another free time to record, and I'm like, okay, great. So I'm getting ready, and my brother's like, hey, are you busy? what are you doing? And I was like, well, yeah, I'm gonna start recording. Oh, what? We're like in the neighborhood. We wanted to like come over and swim. Oh yeah, go ahead, come over and swim. I don't get out in the pool with them, but I'm just sitting there, but the whole time I feel like a asshole because I want to be like, y'all have fun. I'm gonna go record. You know what I mean? And I just feel like, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because I can just do better with time management, and I need to chill out because y'all ain't even like tripping on me. Like I might have like 1 or 2 FAMBAM being like her, like Jade, I've been waiting for the video, and then I'll have like, you know, 2 or 3 reading me to Phil saying that like, why didn't you post when you said you're gonna post? So I've been late so far like 1 time, and I feel like this is gonna be my 2nd, and I'm just scared. I'm just scared because I feel like I don't have enough time. I'm just venting, y'all, because at the end of the day, it's not that serious. Jade, shut the fuck up. It's not that serious. You'll be okay. This week was just a little bit hectic. The week before that, it was good. The week before that was good. Don't cry about you having 1 hectic week. You're chilling, you're good. I don't know if I'm gonna leave the rant in there. I kind of feel like maybe I should leave the rant in there. You guys will be like, why does she sound a little bit sassy? Because sometimes I think that like, oh, I'm masking well, and then someone will be like, I feel like the vibes are off, Jade. What's going on, love? You know, that kind of stuff. I just think I gotta get out of my head. Anyways, and then the settings on the camera are not gonna even be like, they're not even, there's, I just don't even feel like, this sounds so stupid, Jade. So no one comment about the cameras on the setting of like, oh, it looks too washed out. I know, okay, I just don't want to sit there for an hour because like I'm not tech smart, you know what I mean? And like I don't want to bug my babe about it and be like, can you, because he's like, what, like what? And then I get defensive, like, why do you say what like that? Like, why do you say what like that? Like, why can't you just help me? And then it's just a whole shebang, you know what I'm saying? So we just need to chill out and maybe do some makeup and feel like a cute little bitch, and we'll be all right. All right, so no notification shout out, because notification shout out to all the FAMBAM who have been rocking with me, holding me down, watching me, being supportive, loving, caring. I love you guys so freaking much. Your guys' comments never go unnoticed. I love you guys, and happy Father's Day to everyone who is doing both roles and who is a father figure, and it is just such a hard job, and I just want to say happy Father's Day to everybody. Let me know if you guys are cooking, if you guys are cleaning, if you guys are working, if you guys are working out, if you guys are doing a cool project. I would love to know down below. I love you guys so much, and I need y'all to quit leaving comments of she don't even care about you, she don't even this. I hate to see those comments when someone posts something like, oh my god, I love you so much, and then someone comments to be snarky and it's like, she doesn't even care about you, she don't even, like, how the f do you know? How do you know? You know how many friendships I have through FAMBAM? Like, don't say that. Like, I don't know why people run with that. Like, oh, she don't. How do you know? How do you know? How do you know? Like, it's so weird to me. Like, why are you being mean? Don't be mean. Don't be ugly. That's not cute. Don't be like that. And if you catch yourself doing that, stop it, because it's not cool. Like, what do you get from doing that? Like, someone's so happy and excited, like dropping a comment, and you want to sit there and like rain on someone's parade. Like, that's not cute. She probably don't even notice me. She probably don't even love me. Yes, I do. Like, why would you think, like, you think I just say it just to say it? No, like, I literally mean it. When I went and seen a bunch of FAMBAM when we were on the road and we got to stop at so many states, it was so amazing to like hug you guys and like love on you guys. There is friendships that I have had with FAMBAM since like the very beginning. FAMBAM have named some of their babies after me. Like, when I tell y'all like I love y'all, like I love you. Like, I don't know about other influencers or, you know, like YouTubers, whatever. I can't speak for them, but I can speak for me. And when I tell you guys like I appreciate you guys, I love you, like thank you so much, like I literally mean that with my heart and soul, like literally. So don't be snarky. Like, she don't even care about you. How do you know? How do you know? Like, it really be irking me, and I'm just like, why the f you saying? Like, it's giving very like, don't be fake. Like, for real, like, don't. Like, that's not cute. Or like if they want to defend me on something, I'm like, oh, she don't even care. But why do you think that's like the quickest cool like little comeback? It's not. It's weird. I'm just like, why? Like, why are you doing on that? Like, I don't understand. Like, I literally go out with FAMBAM, we have coffee, we shop, go to the baby showers. Like, it's just, if we can attend them, because I know some FAMBAM are like, I sent you a card. I'm so sorry, but like, I can't go to all of them. Some are out of state, and it's just when I can, and Sometimes I like to like get coffee. We run into FAMBAM. I'm like, oh yeah, let's go shop, and we'll just like shop. If I'm already like at TJ, if I'm already at Marshall's, or if I'm at Ross, and we start talking and we're like looking for something and we just like talk it up, okay, cool. Like it's no biggie. I've even like been out with the kids and someone like comes up to me and like, oh, I watch you guys. I'm like, oh, you want to sit next to us? And we eat and we chop it up. I'm not on that weird of like okay, bye. But I'm not on that. Like, to me, honestly, like sharing my life with y'all, like it's a very intimate thing, and I don't take that lightly of like just like sharing that with everybody in the real world. I don't know, that sounds weird, right? Like I feel like I have connections with y'all more than I have connections with the people in my like life, you know what I mean? Like, I hope you know what I mean. But I would appreciate it. Don't leave comments like that. I don't think it's cute. I'm just like, what? Why are you saying that? Is it because like someone that you like liked or like you watched and stuff like that made you feel some type of way? Like that's not cool. Like just like go and spread it. Like I'm all about love. Like honestly, I'm all about like peace, love, all that. Like being happy, not being negative. I know I'm being negative right now, but please excuse it. It's for a good reason, you know? But I wouldn't go on someone's post and be like, she don't care about you. She don't even care that you left that comment. Like, don't do that. That's not cute. I don't like it. But anyways, I love you guys so much. Let's get into the story time. And I will be doing just a simple makeup. I feel like my hair is so bright that I feel like I gotta like keep it toned down. You know what I mean? I know you guys are like, damn, Jade, that was a rant. I know, love. But I feel like I have to say it because I feel like sometimes I catch it in the comments and I'll reply and we'll go back and forth. But then I'm just like, not everyone is going to see that comment. You know what I mean? All right, let's get into the story time. Boom. Bing. You better have said bing when I went bing. We left off. Mrs. Peach comes back. She has some bags. She goes upstairs. She stays upstairs for quite some time. Mr. Peach leaves, comes back, and he has a bag, goes right upstairs. Immediately, I'm like, that bitch is pregnant. That bitch is pregnant, and she don't know who the daddy is. I'm already like, I already know. Okay? I'm just like, called it. The next day, me and Sam were still not talking because she has a little attitude. Mrs. Peach are still in the room and they're not coming out, and all you can hear is a little bit of like and like crying, and I'm just like, okay. I get a text from Joe and he is being super flirtatious. Asks me if I can please go to this party and we can just go as friends, but he just wants to hang out with me. He understands that I want nothing to do with them, but like he just really wants to kick it with me. He really wants to, and he's just being like super persistent, and I'm like, no, I'm good. Take somebody else. Give it to somebody else. Have somebody else do it. And he's like, oh, but if Nacho were to ask you, I'm like, yup. He didn't like that because like, what do you want me to do with that? You want me to be his butt and be like, no, he didn't actually, and like actually. I don't care. Mr. Peach finally comes out, asks me if I can please make some sopita, and I'm like, okay, you don't understand the question. Like, I don't understand, like, what? And I'm like, no, what you? So I'm like what do you want me to do? And he's like, you heard me. And yes I did, but I just wanted him to repeat it because audacity. And it's like, I don't care cooking for my mom, I don't care cooking for my kids, my husband, my brothers, but like there's certain people I do not like cooking for. And I know that sounds rude. And it's just like, you shouldn't even want me to cook your food anyways if I like have like a little stank face, you know what I mean? You should be like, no, you're going to spit in it, you're gonna do algo to it, you know? But he was like, ahora, like, no, she doesn't feel good. And I'm like, why? He's like, Alexis, don't ask me why. And I was like, she pregnant, huh? ¿Qué me dijiste? And I was like, she's pregnant, huh? Like, he didn't deny it. He was just like, I'll do it myself. Psh, do it then. I don't care. Do it. So Sam comes over and she's like, what did you say? And I act like I don't hear her because what? Marco, Paulo, like, I can't see you. So I'm like ignoring her. She pulls me and she's like, I'm talking to you. I don't care. Because I'm not gonna sit there and try to like with you, you know? Like, no, I don't like you. I don't want to talk to you. You're weird. Like, leave me alone. Keep the same energy and just keep it pushing. Like, whatever. Like, you're weird. So Mr. Peach left. The kids want to go upstairs. As they go upstairs, they're like, open it, open it. She doesn't want to open the door. She wants nothing to do with the babies right now. And I'm just like, okay. So I'm like trying to distract them. She writes me like, you can't hear them, you can't see what they're doing, you can't da, 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 you can't, like just having a little attitude. And I tell her like, I am trying. Oh my gosh, like what's the point even having you here if you don't do the job right? So I'm just like, okay, whatever. I go outside with the kids, and as we're outside, I'm like smiling at my phone, cheesing, because I like the attention that Joe gave. I don't think I really liked Joe. I just liked the attention that Joe gave, because if the ex would have gave me that attention too, I would have been like, oh my god, oh my god. So it wasn't nothing like deep, but I was like smiling super duper hard, and I had to like keep reminding myself like, girl, he's gonna have a baby, like what are you doing? So he keeps asking me like, please, 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 can you please go? And I tell him like, I can't just leave, especially because the situation with the peaches. I can't just be like, okay, I'm gonna dip, all that. And he's like, please, like just like figure out a way, make up an excuse, I really want to see you. And he thinks by calling me like babe and beautiful. So I'm like, don't do too much now, like don't do too much. Okay, like I'm sorry, like I just really want to see you, blah 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 blah. Sam comes outside. Why the are you smiling so hard at your phone? Huh? And I'm like, Sam, go over there before I slap at you again. Like go over there. The kids, ooh, like little instigators, you know. I bet you won't do it again. I was like, all right. I get up and she kind of steps back. I was like, yeah. That's what I thought. She's like, oh, I hate you. Okay, Sam, why are you outside? If you hate me so much, why are you outside? I don't care if you're in or out, but like stay away from me. Don't want nothing to do with you. And she goes, so are you going? I was like, whoa, you were invited too? I don't know. I was gonna see if you wanted to go. I was like, why would I want to go with you? Why would I want to go with you? Like, why would I want to go with you? So I'm like, who invited you? Like, we were just some little like psychos, right? Because it's just like, first of all, how do we know what we're talking about? And how are we just like on the same page? Because we're psycho, y'all. She asks me like, who invited me? And I'm like, my baby daddy. Like trying to be funny. She did not think that was funny. She was like, excuse me? I was like, don't. Because I really would hate how she would try to like talk to me or like adult me. Like, don't try to adult me. Don't try to act like you're grown, blah blah blah. Because if you're grown, then give me this putazo away. Because no. She's like, Nacho invited me. I was like, oh yeah, kind of figured. I was like, and that's why I didn't let him. That's why I was not gonna let him. Okay, like so, like okay. I hated it like every single and it was like, you know what, and that's another reason too. Maybe that's why I was like, no. And like maybe that's why I was like freaking out, because I was like, oh, the ex. But like maybe secretly it was like, no, because Sam, you know. And she's like, I've known Nacho for so. I was like, I don't care. I don't care if y'all have history. I don't care. I was over here tripping on Birdie. I should have been tripping on you, but it's cool, whatever. I'm like, I gotta start asking people like, do you know Sam? Do you know Sam? Because damn, like how I just couldn't fathom like how does she possibly know like every freaking stuff. It's just so annoying, so freaking annoying. As we're having our little moment, Mr. Peach comes outside and he's like, what are you doing? The house is disgusting. I need you guys to get in there and clean. Mrs. Peach was complaining about the smell, and I'm like, yeah, that bitch is definitely pregnant. Like, she definitely pregnant. And so I'm just sitting there looking at him. He's like, get. Like, what are we paying you for? And so Sam goes, you don't pay her. You just give her somewhere to, like, you know, lay my head down, pretty much. And he tells her to shut up, that he's not in the mood, and that if she doesn't, like, act right, that he's just gonna send her off because her mom can't handle her, and he definitely doesn't want to handle her no more. And I was just like, again, the kids, ooh, and it's like, yeah, So he goes back inside, and I'm like, damn, ain't nobody want you. She's like, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, okay, because I feel like I didn't really have to do nothing, just the little jabs kept getting to her, like every freaking time it would get to her, and it would make her feel some type of way, you know. It hurt her little feelings, it would. So we go inside, looking around of like what to clean. Mr. Peach is like, get the mop out and mop. I'm like, I already did. Like, I already mopped, I already did that. He tells me to do it again. And so Sam is like, I don't understand. The house doesn't even smell bad. He's like, she can smell urine. I'm laughing because I'm like, she's probably smelling the urine from that man peeing upstairs when he was like, boom, 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 let me in, you know. And I'm like, she's probably smelling the urine from where he left the towels in the bedroom, in their their shower, that's where she's probably smelling. Because I feel like when I've gotten pregnant with the babies, and even after, my nose has never been the same. I feel like I can smell everything. And my husband will be like, what? I can't even smell it. I'm like, it's somewhere, we gotta find it. And then sure enough, we'll find it, whatever the, like, I'm smelling. And he's just like, what the, it didn't stop after birth. I'm like making a look at Sam, and Sam's like talking underneath our breath, like, oh, I can't stand that bitch. And Mr. Peach is like on edge, just like on edge, doesn't want to like annoy Mrs. Peach. He wants to make sure that she's okay, she's not stressing, any of that. So it's getting to nighttime, and Mr. Peach is asking me, what am I gonna be doing, if there's like any plans? And I'm like, oh my gosh, he's asking because they don't want me there no more. Like that's what I'm picking up. And I ask him like, oh, if it's not okay me staying here, it's fine, I can see like what I can do. He's like, no, I'm not asking that, I'm just trying to have conversation with you. But I was like, nah, it seems like something else. Like it literally seems like something else. And then at the same time, I was like, oh, this can work out in my favor, because I can be like, oh, I'm just gonna go and stay with my tia tonight, Joe. I'll just go stay with my tia tonight, and I'll just, you know, come back in the morning or something like that, or I'll see a Tommy or like the ex, like I'll see something. And so I asked him like, do you want me to leave tonight? He's like, what? No, like I'm just trying to talk to you. And I was like, well, why are you asking when you know that like the whole situation with my mom? And he was like, I'm just trying to have a conversation, Alexis. Oh, it's just so hard, it's just so hard. So I'm just like literally sitting there like, what, like am I overthinking it, or does he just feel stupid and doesn't know how to like say like what it is, because like he feels guilty? And it's like, it's fine. I know sometimes having awkward conversations can be a lot, and it can like really fluster somebody, because you're just like, oh my gosh, like I care about this like individual, well, him, right? That's why I say that, about this individual. And so you get upset because you're like, oh, I don't want to have this conversation. And so like I understand, you know what I mean? And I understand too, like I've said before, I'm not the responsibility, and I get it. Like I don't see me staying with the Peaches as a long term. I just see it as for like, okay, we'll just both get what we need out of this, and then when something better comes along or whatever I have to do, bye. Because y'all don't really care about me. It's just convenient to have me there because me and the babies have this like connection, and the other nannies he's either like slept with or just been some drama, and they can't handle it. I know that this is just for a good time and not a long time, and that's cool, it's fine. But I was just honestly trying to talk to him, and I was like even like babying him in a way, like, no, like está bien, like just tell me, so that like I know. He's like, nah, like no puede hablar con nadie, that he can't talk to anybody, that everyone is always switching his words and yada yada yada. And I'm like, okay, because like I don't know what to say. Like what do you want me to say? Because like that's not what I said. So he just got annoyed with me. He was like, oh, I can't. So that conversation, I was like, okay, cool, I gotta start finding out where I can go, because I don't want to be a burden on them. And maybe since their family might be growing, I'm assuming he's probably like, ugh. And then someone also commented like, there's like, if their house is so big and they're so rich, how come I can't just go to another room? Because they don't want me in another room. They're very like, oh, you can go in here, you can't go in there, you can do this, you can't do that. I'm only allowed in that area, I'm not allowed in other areas. Catch what I mean? But yeah, it's a pretty freaking big house where it's just like, why can't I? And it's like, first of all, you're lucky that you're even here. Second of all, I don't have to let you in here, or you have your own space. That kind of thing, right? Even when I stayed with the ex and they had extra room, when I went in that extra room, it was just like the kids could come and go as they please, and like they could go in there, and it was like, we're letting you stay here, this isn't your room. And it's like, I get that. And it just kind of sucked too, because I never had like privacy. They were just constantly like, what are you doing in there? Why is she always in there? Yeah, anyways, he walks away, he's all annoyed, and I'm just like, what the hell? So I gotta start figuring out where I'm going to go. Okay, I'm spending too much time here. Is it because he's bored and he just wants to pick a fight, so he's just like trying to pick? Like that's honestly what it feels like, because when she wasn't there, he was just chilling, like, oh yeah, please watch some and whatever you need and da 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 da. But now since she's back, and I feel like maybe she's like picking at him or she's complaining, then he's like, we don't need you, or why are you here? And it sucks, because it feels like, what did I do wrong? So I'm getting everyone situated and ready for bed. I am getting messages now from friends like, hey girl, like there's gonna be a kickback, I hope you can go. And I'm like, ugh, like I want to go so bad now, because I feel like, is this gonna be like the big party that like everyone's going to, you know? Like I'm just excited, and I kind of was feeling like, okay, like a little kick now since Mr. Peach was like, what are you gonna do? So I'm like, okay, like is this my way to go out and see where I can couch surf? I know that sounds crazy, but like literally what I'm thinking like, okay, maybe this or maybe that, like it'll be easy, I can go and mingle. The ex keeps telling me he's not going to that party, he has to work, and that I better not go. And so my gut is like, oh, he's gonna go, like he's gonna go. And that was another reason why I didn't want to go with Joe, because I'm like, we're nothing gonna risk this. And I think like, oh my god, he's everything, I don't want to risk it. And so I'm just like contemplating like, what do I do? Like what do I do? So now I want to go. One of me and my friends were talking, and she's like, oh my god, like you have to go, I'll pick you up, I'll drop you off. And I'm like, damn. So like maybe I should go, especially because she's like, I'll pick you up, I'll drop you off, you know? And I'm just like, okay, it's meant to be, because I thought I was gonna have to like hitchhike there. I thought I would have to like figure it out, but it's like everyone is going to be at this like kickback. I'm a little nervous, y'all. Like I really am. I felt like I was so excited, but then I was like, I used all my energy like getting excited that like, ya no quiero ir, I don't want to go no more. And I hate when I get like that. Don't get like that, y'all, because like I swear I do that to me so much, where like I'll want to do something, get so excited, then I'm like, oh, do I though? Do I? Yes, you do. Get your ass outside, go shake that booty, go have fun. But I feel like I hecka overthink it, that I'm like, no, can't do it, no, and I should just do it. So we'll name this friend Tati. So she's telling me like, come on Jade, like let's just go, haven't seen you, been wanting to see you, you deserve it, oh my god, I miss you, like come on. I'm so paranoid, y'all. I was like, she wants to jump me, like I'm just so like extra paranoid, where I feel like no one would want to hang out with me, I'm not cool, or X, Y, and Z, or I just overthink, where I'm like, what did someone lie about? Is Ursula spreading lies? Like I'm just so overly paranoid that I'll psych myself out into having a good time. And I hate that. Like I get in my head like that, because it just keeps me from doing stuff that like I want to do or experience, you know, even though I had no business being out in the club or any of that, you know, not the club, but you know, the party. I hate that, like I scare myself like that. She tells me like, I already know what you're thinking, don't, I want you to go, like I said, I'll pick you up and we'll drop you off, dude, like we'll drop you off, come on. Sam keeps coming up to me and she's like, oh, are we gonna go? I was like, there's no we, like I'm not going with you, you're not going with me, there's no we, like at all. Like I don't know why you would think that like I would take you, like you're stupid and you're dumb, get out of my fucking face. Like she made me so mad of like, why would you like form that out of your mouth? Like you really are stupid, like what you said and what you did was not okay, like that's weird. Why would I want to take you to a party where you can embarrass me, you dumb bitch? Like why the I want to be around you, get away from me. So she's like, oh my god, you're so dramatic, it wasn't that big of a deal, if you know what happened between you and your stepdad, I don't know why you let it get in your feels, because it's weird on someone to lie about something like that. Like that's weird, you're awkward, you move funny, I don't want to be around you. So Mr. Peach comes out because he can hear us being catty with each other, and he tells us like, what's the problem? And I tell him that like I'm gonna go and see my aunt for a little bit, and he's like, I don't believe you, I don't care. And she like just keeps looking at him, and I'm like, I'm gonna go see my aunt for a little bit, I'll be back tonight. And he's like, I don't want you coming and going as you please, blah 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 blah. I was like, yo say. But was it a lie? Yes. I was just like preparing so like I wouldn't just dip and he'd be like, oh my god, like where the did you go, you know, that kind of thing. So I was already like laying the bricks down. So he leaves the room. I could hear him explaining it to Mrs. Peach, and he's like, yo no sé, like all annoyed with her, like I don't know. And then Sam says, you're taking me with you. No, I'm not, like I'm really not, like you're really stupid as like you're dumb, like I don't know what's wrong with you. Oh my god, chill, like I don't know why you're so rude, why you're so disrespectful, like bitch, you're calling it what? That audacity is insane. But okay, whatever. I wait until like everything is like, you can hear everyone snoring, you can hear Mr. Peach and Mrs. Peach snoring, moving around in the bed. They're not gonna come out. The babies are out. I'm texting my friend Tati and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go. Oh my god, I knew it, bitch, I knew it. And she asks me if I'm gonna bring the, you know, Sam. And I'm like, what the, why would I bring her? Like, why would I bring her? She says, oh, because I heard that you're staying with her, so I just assumed like you guys would ride together. She says she's coming. I'm like, how the do you know that she's coming? So she's already talking to Nacho. Nacho's like cool with everybody in that little circle, and he was like, oh yeah, she's coming too. I was like, I'm definitely not bringing her now, especially like if Nacho's asking for her. Like, that's just weird. And she's like, why do you care? Like, you have somebody. I'm like, it's the principle of how she's just weird all the damn time. Cool, I can respect that. So now it's like late, okay, super late. I get like cute, whatever, straighten my hair with the iron. Like, I'm really trying to, like, you know, look really, really cute. Sam is like, can you straighten my next? Bitch, get the off my dick. No, I'm not going to. Like, what the but I'm not talking like that. I'm like, get the off my dick. Because we can't be talking like really, really loud. And I feel like me leaving at this time, Mr. Peach is gonna be like, you can't go, you can't go. And I feel like I wouldn't fight him on it, because then he'd probably be like, this is my opportunity to tell her, like, I'm not doing this. She's not gonna be coming and going as she please. So I feel like I had to be very careful with like how I was going to do things. She keeps telling me that I'm going, like, I'm going, whether you like it or not, I'm going. And she keeps saying it with like such like conviction, like it's so like, yeah, like I am literally going. I'm like, no, you're not. Like, you're fucking dumb. It doesn't matter how much you insult me, I'm going. I'm like, well, I don't know who's gonna give you a ride. She's like, your friend is. I'm like, no, she's not. Like, you're dumb. She had me tripping out where I was even messaging my friend like, are you gonna give her a ride? She's like, why the would I give her a ride? I'm like, because she's over here saying that like you're gonna give her a ride. And she's like, she's weird, but no, I'm not gonna give her a ride. I'm like, okay, cool, because that's what she's saying, and you better not be giving her a ride. And you're probably thinking like, Jade, that's mean. Like, why? I don't care. I don't care if you think it's mean. I don't care. Like, she's weird. She's weird, especially how she be talking like, oh yeah, you're weird, bitch. I'm getting ready. I text X. I'm like, hey, are you gonna go to the party? He says no, and you better not go either. I'm not gonna go. Okay, my friends are gonna go. They're gonna tell me like, if you go, you better not go, babe. So at first he was coming in like really, really hot, and then he like changed his tune. But then what I didn't like, why can't you just talk to me right from the get? Like, you know? And then how come I can't go? Like, why? And why are your friends snitches? Like, I don't understand. It's giving weird. I'm still like, oh my god. So my friend texts me, Tati, she's like, I'm outside. I'm like, cool. So as I'm going outside, Sam is like right on my ass, and I'm like, you're not going. And she's like, yes, I am. I'm like, no, you're not. Like, you're not going. She goes, I'll scream. I'm like, scream all you want, bitch. And I don't care if I have to stop nannying. Like, I don't care. I won't come back. I'm not playing. Like, I was so annoyed. Like, how do you, like, who the are you to threaten me like that? Like, don't be threatening me like that, okay? She looks at me and she's like, I hate you. I'm like, Sam, like, why do you think that like matters to me when you say that to me? Like, you act like it hurts my feelings. It doesn't. Like, I don't care. She continues to follow me out to the car, and she's like waiting there, okay? And she look how cute. Like, she's all ready to be a little puta. I'm walking. I see my friend in the passenger. She has her dude driving, and she's like, you want me to give her a ride? Like, that's what she talks to me. I'm like, no. She's weird and she's following me. You're probably thinking like that's rude for you to be punking. I don't care. Do you not remember what she did with cherries? Okay, yeah, I don't care. At this point, I'm like, I don't care. Open it. It's Skillet, another friend I don't know, Tati in the front, and I'm just like pissed, okay? And Skillet is like really awkward. I'm so mad because I'm like, why wouldn't you tell me, Tati? Like, why wouldn't you tell me? Everyone knows the beef with me and Skillet. Like, why wouldn't you tell me? Like, why wouldn't you tell me? And now things are just like super weird. And I look back at Sam and she's like smirks because she sees who is in there, and I'm like, F you, get in the car, and we take off. Sam's face is like very shocked, like, what? Like, she just left me? But it's because people are so used to being so fucking disrespectful, and me just taking it, and me being like, oh, you know, like, you know, this and that. And I think people forget, and I think people think like we're someone's like nice and stuff, that like when they finally are like, no, you, they're like so shocked and like so surprised. And so y'all be careful picking on people that usually just take it, and you're like, oh, they're weak or whatever. Immediately I get a text, I hate you, I can't believe you did that. Oh my god, you made me look like a idiot, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Like, I kept sending over and over and over and over. Like, literally it was just like copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, because I don't give a bitch. You got the audacity, you got the nerve, you want to talk about my trauma like it's something funny, little hee-haw here. Sit on it, swirl on it, do something, spit on it, algo, but leave me alone. Okay, so they're all laughing, and even Skillet is like thinks it's funny. It's so awkward with me and her, like so awkward. I messaged Tati and I'm like, bitch, why the f didn't you tell me that she was gonna be here? It's just really hard to like forgive and forget, because that was my whole Skillet biscuit, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, okay, whatever. We arrive, okay? It takes like a good hot minute to get there. We arrive. It's a nice ass house. The ex is texting me saying that he's gonna have to work overtime, that he's not gonna be able to text me, that he's just so happy that I'm not gonna go to the party, and that me and him can do something fun another day. And I love that I can trust you. Laid it on so thick, and I'm like, okay, love you too, saying cute stuff back, you know? And it's like, Lex, that's not cool. But at times I was like, I don't care, because I would sit there and marinate in all the things that he would do, and I'd be like, yeah, this guy, okay, like, have me out here looking dumb. So we get out of the car. Skillet goes straight inside, doesn't even like wait around for a minute to like him and haw with everybody. She's just like zoom, which I was kind of relieved, because I was like, I'm not trying to like talk and believe. So we go inside, and immediately I'm like, oh, it's one of those parties, you know, people who party with their parents. It's one of those. I was like, great. It always, I know the parents were always like, I'd rather you drink with us and know that you're safe, da da da, than going out. But it always just made me feel weird, because I feel like if you're willing to drink with your kid and have like a big old party, then you're willing to let a lot of things slide and like bad stuff happen, and you're not gonna report anything because you don't want to get in trouble. I've been in so many situations where there's been house parties with parents, and then something goes down and we're like literally screaming like, call the cops, because someone got AR'd or someone got beat up to like a bloody pulp, and the people that own the house are like, no, like, call the cops down the street. And it's like, what the hell? So it always makes me feel odd when parents want to drink with their children, and it makes me feel super unsafe, because I'm like, yeah, they're not trying to get in trouble, they're trying to be the cool parents, you know, that sort of thing. So we get in, the party's bumping, just boom, having a grand time, see some of my friends, you know, catch up. They're like super surprised I'm even out, like, oh, he let you out. Like, I'm telling you, that's how that dude had me like pendeja estúpida, you know. There is a guy that I used to go to school with, call him Rock, because he was like super duper buff and like super big. We always had like this sort of like innocent crush on each other, but like nothing ever happened, because it sounds so stupid, I seen him like a brother, and I was like, I don't want to ruin it, like I don't want it to go any type of like any way, and then him end up like disappointing me. So I always kept it like by seeing him. So I get really happy talking to him, we're catching up. He's like, oh, I heard that you got sent away, that you know, you were doing this, all kinds of chismes. And I'm like, what? No. So like, as we're talking and we're like, ha ha ha, catching up, having a good time, and he's like asking me about the ex, and I'm like, yeah, we're still together. And he was like, well, when you finally wake up, let me know, I'd love to take you out. And I'm like, ha ha ha. It was super awkward for me, because like he was laying it on like pretty thick, and in the back of my mind I was like, this could never go anywhere, because he's like a brother to me. Like, when my mom really liked him, I was like, yeah, there's like no way. He was just like so innocent, and I feel like I didn't want to like ruin that innocence of him, even though like later to find out like he wasn't so innocent. But I just didn't want to ruin that, if that makes sense. But anyways, having a good time. Everyone's like kicking it, having fun. He's asking me if he can like refill my cup, because like I have a drink but I have water, and I'm like, no, like it's just water. He's like, why are you just drinking water? You don't feel safe, like you shouldn't be coming out with people you don't feel safe with. And I'm like, okay, dad. And he's like, oh, I like when you call me that. I'm like, that's kind of weird. He's like, oh yeah, I forget you have like daddy issues. It was so awkward, and I was like, okay, like I didn't know what to say. Like, who says that? Like, who says that? Like, maybe these thoughts shouldn't come out here sometimes. So I feel like really awkward, and I don't know what to say. And he's like, it was supposed to be a joke, that he likes dark humor. I'm like, yeah, but I felt super awkward. I was just like we weren't on that type of like bullshit vibe, you know, like, oh yeah, like daddy issues, like I forgot. And then it just made me really mad, where I was like, damn, like just like everybody know about that, like that's just so awkward. And it kind of made me feel like in a way like tainted, you know, where I felt like just dirty. So it kind of just like bummed me out. Tati comes over and she's like, hey, like let's go over there and let's dance, get on the dance floor, we like shake a little booty, we like dance. I attract this one really beautiful female. We'll call her Melt, okay, because I made her melt. Just kidding, we'll call her Melt. So as I'm dancing, getting it down, Skillet's dancing, everyone's having like a good time. Like I'm not even trying to think about it too much, and it wasn't like, cause like, oh, I was tipsy or nothing, because I'm not drinking. It was just like the vibes just felt like really cool, and for a moment I was like in La La Land. And you know, when I go into La La Land, like I don't give a fuck, okay? So this girl Mel, and I think I have a really strong masculine persona. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that, and I feel like you love who you love, you know what I mean? I'm really heavy on like you love who you love. You are attracted to the opposite sex, that's kill, whatever, ain't no biggie. Like I have no problem with it. Do I find a lot of women attractive? Yeah. As we're like dancing, this girl Mel grabs my hands and puts them on her hips and starts busting it down. And I mean like busting it down, and I'm like, damn. So I'm like holding out her hips, we're dancing, everyone starts crowding around us like a fucking circle. Y'all know I have anxiety, right? I just wanted to be like push her, like get off of me. I was super nervous because everyone was like looking, and she was dancing really like good, so everyone was like getting hype over it. She literally like had my hands on her, right, and then she like moved me, twirled me, bent me down. The bitch bent me down, and I was like, okay, I got bent down, and I felt like so nervous, but I was like, I have to perform. So we were just dancing. She eventually, we're like face to face, she eventually puts like her hand like around my neck, and she just like she was like super into the thing, and I was like, I think I got a girlfriend now. Like it was super intense. So we're like talking, having a good time. She's like asking me how come she hasn't seen me around, and I'm like, oh, I'm not from here. And she's like, oh, are you from like a different state? I'm like, no, like I don't go to like the area around here. She's like, oh, okay, cool. We're literally just vibing and dancing, and on the side of me, Skillet is cheesing hard, and I'm like, I know what this bitch is thinking, I know what this bitch is thinking, but she's like cheesing super hard. Mel asks me like, oh, is that your girlfriend? And I'm like, no. Skillet comes in and she's like, can I dance with you? And I'm like laughing because I feel like super awkward, and I feel like, ooh, like I don't know, like it feels really awkward. So she's like, can I dance with you? I'm like, no. So Mel is like, oh, I'll be right back, I'll let you guys talk. And I'm like, okay. So she leaves, and Skillet is like trying to like dance with me like this, and I was like, I'm good. She's like, I was just trying to save you. And I was like, I'm good. So I go and sit on the couch. There's this long couch, and I sit like right in the corner. And Tati comes over, and she's like, oh my god, like that was so fun, like let's go back out and dance. And she just went out to the back to go have like a cigarette, and I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna go have one of those. So I go out, and I'm on the porch, and me and Tati are talking. She's like, oh my god, like it's so fun, we're just like having a good time. It just felt like good, like fun, like vibes. As like me and her talking, I'm still getting messages from Sam. So as I'm talking to Tati, she's like telling me so much stuff about the ex, why am I with them, and it just gets really awkward because I know how dumb it might sound, where she's like telling me all these things about him, and I'm like, I know that he's doing that, and it's fine. No, it's not fine, you need to respect yourself, girl. And like I tell her like, okay, but like it's fine, like it's fine, like I'm okay with like how things are. She's like, no, I can't be having that, like you better dump him, like trying to be like loving and like caring, but like when it keeps like being said like over and over and over, I'm just like, I'm not gonna leave him. I feel like her intentions were pure, they were, but I was just so stuck in like that toxic mindset of like, I'm fine, everything's fine, I don't want to be saved, you know, type of mood. So I'm in the corner of the couch like this, and I see Mel walk back into the room. We immediately like lock eyes, and instead of her sitting right next to me, she sits right there on the, you know, the couch, the armrest. Tati looks at me and she's like, okay. Mel is like, what? I don't want to sit right there. Like, no, that's weird. I want to sit right here. And Tati's like, how is that weird? She's like, it just is. Tati tells her like, you know, she's not gay, right? She's like, okay, I'm not either. I just like to kiss girls when I'm drunk. And I'm like laughing. I don't like deny or anything like that. And Tati's like, you don't even say like, oh no, not me, whatever. And I'm like, I'm just trying to have fun, dude. Like, I don't care. She's like laughing like, oh my God, you're so crazy. Like, who are you? Who are you? Having a good time. Eventually, Mel makes her way from the armrest down to my lap. Now, I don't know. I feel chingona as fuck. I felt like, oh yeah, like I felt like a bad bitch. Like, she was so beautiful, like super beautiful, and everyone kept like looking at her. I think that's why she like got glued to me, was because she was like, you know, and she didn't like the stairs probably, so she was probably like, I'm gonna act like she's my girlfriend. Because I would do that with Skillet and I would do that with Biscuit, where I'd be like, that's my girlfriend, and they'd be like, no, you guys are not, kiss right now, kiss right now. And I'd be like, you know, but I would do that, and it's just like one of those things. And if she is, está bien, like it's cool. Like, who am I to like judge? I don't mind it. So that's what I just took it as, and we were just like chopping it up, like just having a good vibe, you know. Aries, I feel like I always tend to like link with, and like it's like cool, we vibe out, and it's like, I swear like we know each other in another lifetime or something like that. It was just, we always just like this. Most of my friends are Aries, Libra, Aquarius, so we're still talking, having fun, and Rock eventually comes back over. He like asks her like, oh, is that your girlfriend? Mel is like, yeah, is there a problem? And is like super mean to him, and I have to like, you know, break the ice. I'm like, no, she's not my girlfriend, you already know who I'm with. And Mel is like super mean. She's like, get away, creep. Like, she did not like him. And so I'm like, hey, that's like my friend. And it was just like so funny, because it's like, I barely met this girl, but she was like super like, I don't know, like a Tinkerbell vibe, like super Tinkerbell. And it's just like, we just like hung out, like it was just like cool, whatever, you know. I still talk to Mel to this day, and she does have a wife, she is married and all that. But it was just like so funny, because like the first day, it's like she was like, yeah, you're gonna be my friend, like we're gonna be friends for a very long time. And that they had to keep checking in, like, girl, like go mingle, like go find your new husband, go find your new boyfriend, like go out there. There's some like really attractive people, but I'm just like, I'm just chilling. Like, I really don't want to like hurt the ex or anything. Like, I'm literally just chilling. Mel tells me that she's going to the restroom. She's like, you want to go to the restroom with me? And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. Like, let's just go. Girls go to the restroom together all the time, okay? So I go to the restroom with her, and she's like doing her business, and I'm like just, you know, like in the mirror. This restroom had like a walk-in like closet connected to like a room. I didn't know that, but me and Mel, we start like hearing sounds, and I'm like, what the, like gulping sounds, if that makes sense, like gulping sounds. And she's done going to the restroom, she's like ringing her by the door, and I'm like, what the, like, do you hear that? Like, it's like gulp 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 gulp, and like you can hear it, like it's just mac and cheese. And I was like, so Mel is like so like funny, and she's like, what are you doing? Like really, like, you know, trying to be funny. Tell me why it's Sam. Tell me why it's Sam and Nacho. Yeah. Everything. Where I was like, and I just like looked away, and Sam is just there like pendeja, and I'm just like, oh my god. And Mel starts laughing, oh my god, and like closes the door, and she's like laughing with me, but I'm just like in shock, like disgusted, where I'm just like, what the f, what, like what? And so Mel's like, oh my god, was that your girlfriend? Like, I was like, I'm not gay. And she starts laughing, and she's like, I think you were in a past life or something like that, because girl, you got like and I'm just like laughing, because I know what she's trying to imply. She's trying to imply like a big dick energy, and I was like, okay, I'll take that. And I've always been told that I'm like very like you know. And like, was there like maybe like one person in my life where I was like, I would, yeah. It like never happened. Anyways, so she was like, so why are you so shocked? And I was like I babysit her. It came out funny, but she's like, what? Like, you what? So as we were like talking, like I'm literally in shock. Like, I don't know why. I think I was in shock because like it's one thing to watch P and like you see action, but it's another when you like see action and you're just like, that was very graphic. Like, that was very like hand on her like head, like graphic, you know. And I'm just like, so I'm like at the door, I'm like, Sam, hurry the f up. As I'm screaming, I'm like, hurry the f, I'm not gonna tell you again. Now let's go home. Like, I'm like so like mad. And then Mel is like, are you sure that's not your girlfriend? And I'm like, I'm sure it's not my girlfriend. And she's like, it's okay, you could tell me, like I don't mind. I was like, that's not my girlfriend. So I'm like pounding, and then you can just hear Sam like, I'm going. So she finally comes out, and Nacho don't even look at me, no nothing. He just like walked past, and I'm just like, man, our dogs, like, oh my gosh, like I was just like, why are you here? Like I was so mad, and I don't know why it bothered me that like he like totally ignored me. Like I was just like, okay bitch, okay. And then at the same time I'm just like, Jade, like why does it matter? Why does it bug you? I don't know, it like bugged me. So Sam comes out and she's like, who is she? And Mel is like, I'm just her friend, don't worry, like that. And I was like, she's not my girlfriend. And Sam laughed. What? Why did you stop me? I was like, because he was literally just using your mouth like a manhole. Like what is wrong with you? I was like, when did you get here? I've been here. I'm like, since when? She's like, since you and this girl were freaking getting it down in the kitchen. And I was like, what? Because that's like where the area was. And I'm like, where do your parents think you're at? She's like, with you. I was like, no, where do they think you're at? She's like, I snuck out. I was like, how did you get here? She's like, Nacho. And I am just like, wow. So she ends up staying with us. Mel is like dancing with us, and then she'll go over and dance with somebody else, and she's just like grooving. I'm telling you, she's like Tinkerbell. I think I need to call my bangs again, y'all. She's like literally just like Tinkerbell, just like going with the flow, just life of the party pretty much. So Sam is like, why did you care what I'm doing? Is it because like whatever, like I was like, no dude, I care because like what the hell are you doing? Like that didn't look consensual at all. She's like, it was. And I'm like laughing because I'm telling y'all, like if y'all were to have seen, it was just like very graphic, okay, where I was like, we are babies, like why are you even doing that? Like it was just super intense, like it was just intense, where I was like, dang, like that is crazy. So after a couple of like what minutes, like an hour maybe, I finally get a message from Mr. Peach, and he is pissed. Where the are you guys? And so I tell him, I'm with my tia. What's wrong? No, ¿dónde estás, la verdad? I was like, I'm with my tia. And he's like, and Sam? I was like, I don't know, because I'm not gonna get in trouble for Sam. Like that's not fair. So he tells me that like, where am I? I was like, I'm not with Sam. I go to like another room. I asked Mel, like, do you know? She's like, oh yeah, I'll take you. We go to like a back room, and it says like off limits, no one come in here, whatever. The parents are even like, where are you guys going? And she's like, oh, she used to make a phone call to her mom, and then she's like, I don't want no problems. We're like, we won't give you no problems. She's like, okay, go ahead, we'll talk in the back. So we're talking in the back, and the door says do not disturb, right? So we go to the back, and I'm like on the phone, and I was like, oh, I'm with my tia, like I don't know where she's at. And he was like, pinche squinkla, like she just took off. She said that she's with you. I was like, no, like I'm not with her. Maybe she said that so she doesn't get in trouble. So I'm like lying out my freaking culo, because I am like so scared, because I don't want to like piss him off. I don't want to lose my job. And so he's like, okay, I'm sorry for disturbing you. Spend time with your tia. We'll talk in the morning, or when are you gonna come? I was like, well, yeah, the morning, it's already late. It was already like 1, 2 something, you know, it was like super late. So he's like, okay. I was like, yeah, like keep me updated on Sam, like I hope she's okay. And he was like, no, like I'm so tired, like I'm gonna send her off. And he was like, yeah, like he didn't want to talk about it no more. Y'all, like my hair is bugging me. Whatever, we hang up. Sam messages me like, what the f did you tell my dad? And I'm like, you're not with me, like I don't know where you're at. So even the messages, I'm like, no, I'm gonna make sure just in case she shows her dad. Like no. So we're still in the back room, me and Mel. Now I'm just like chilling on the bed. Mel tries to bust a move, and I'm like, dude, like I really am not. And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, like I'm really not. Because you have a girlfriend? I was like, no, I don't got a girlfriend. And she's like, are you sure? Because like you and that girl Sam. I was like, and if that wasn't my girlfriend, like what makes you think like we should be doing this right now? And she starts laughing. She's like, oh, ha ha ha, like thinking it's funny. So then we finally walk out, and who do you think sees us? Yeah, Sam. And Sam's like, I knew it. That's why you're always having a problem with me. I knew it. And Mel is like, nothing happened. She was on the phone, and like just brushes like past her. And so me and Sam start talking. And I tell Sam, you need to get your story straight, because I am not gonna get in trouble for what you're doing. Like you need to get your story straight and clean your face. Like you look like you've been sucking on toothpaste all day. So I walk back over, because I'm trying to find Tati, and I want Tati to like take me home, because I want to get home before Sam gets home, because I don't want to get in trouble, and I don't know why we're both here. Like I don't know why we're both here. I tell Tati, and Tati's like, okay, yeah, like give me like 30 minutes, like I still want to like have fun, like if her friend could take me home. I was like, no, I want you to take me home. She's like, why? My friend's just as safe. And I was like, because I want you to take me home because I just feel safer. She's like, okay, just chill over there. I go back over there. Mel is sitting right next to me and we're like talking, and she's like telling me about this girl that she really likes. So we start talking about that. As we're talking, Skillet comes over and she's like, hey, can we talk? And I'm like, about what, Skillet? Like, I don't want to talk. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm done with you. Like, So we kind of are sounding like we have like a relationship. Like, I just want to talk to you. Like, if like everyone else can get a second chance, like, why can't I get a second chance? So it sounds like, you know. And so Mel looks over at me. She's like, are you sure? And I was like, I'm sure. She starts laughing. So then Skillet grabs me by my hands and she's like, come on, can we please go talk? And then again, Mel is just looking at me and she's like, and I'm like, I'm positive. So then me and Skillet eventually ended up going out to the deck. We're smoking out cigarettes because we think we're cool and we're not cool. And me and her talking, and she's like, squash the beef. Like, I don't want any. I was like, no, like what you did was foul. Like, I don't even want to talk. Like, I'm just out here until my cigarette's done. Once my cigarette's done, I'm going back inside. And she's like, I just want to take a second chance. Like, I miss you. Like, I miss our friendship. And I was like, I don't care. Like, I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel safe. And I already have like enough people. So she starts talking about Sam and how Sam's grimy and dirty. I was like, yeah, I know, but like, I don't want to have to be dealing with that and then have to be dealing with you. She's like, you knew me longer. I was like, yeah, but there's so much that you've already done. I'm good. So we're like still like arguing, talking. She's like trying to like put her hand like here, like to talk to me, like to like really look at me, like, oh, come on. Who comes out? Mel looks at us. She's like, you know, and I was like, no, like I'm sure, like I'm not gay. Like I said it really loud, so everyone's looking at me, and I was like, I don't care, like if you're gay, like I'm not homophobic, like oh my god. And so everyone like starts kind of like, huh, like because I how like weird I sounded. And so Skillet goes, she's not homophobic, and yeah, she's had girlfriends before. Like we're just talking. Like she's just like trying to get like Melt to go away, and Melt is just like, so. And then Skillet is like, fuck off, Melt, like fuck off. Like she has a boyfriend. He treats her like shit. I'm just trying to talk to her, like off. Like Melt was coming off pretty strong, but actually I just honestly think that's just like Melt's personality. Like even when I run into Melt like now and stuff like that, and like my kids like see Mel and like we like, oh hi, like we hug and stuff like that, they're like, wow, she's like very touchy, very but that's just her personality, her vibe, her love, like, you know what I mean? I think she was honestly just like curious, like what are we, like what, because like she was like busting it down, dancing with me. So Skillet goes off on her and I'm just like, okay. So as she's like having that moment, I'm like, dude, I don't want to talk, like I'm good. So I go back inside and I'm like trying to like scan the room looking for Sam. I can't find her. I go next to Tati and I'm like, hey, do you know where Sam's at? And she's like, girl, check the basement. Like they're chilling downstairs in the basement maybe. So I was like, okay, cool, like I'm gonna go to the basement. So as I'm going down to the basement, I'm like getting scared because I always feel like it's like a Lifetime movie or something's gonna happen, right? So I'm like going downstairs and I'm like, let me see like where she's at. You know, and so I go down there and I look and I see people are playing spin the bottle, but it's just like all like the back of their heads and I can only see the ones that are on this side. So I scan, I don't see like, you know, a regular face, a familiar face, and I'm like, oh, okay. So there is this side of the downstairs and there's like another side. So here they're playing spin the bottle, and here there is just like everyone just chilling like next to like the laundry, the washer and dryer, and they're just like vibing, doing cosas, you know. And so I'm like, let me find out. I catch her upstairs con Nacho otra vez. Like, I'm gonna whoop her ass. So I'm like looking, and I go more towards like where everyone's playing spin the bottle. Someone's like, oh, you wanna play? And I'm like, no, I'm good. They're like, yeah, you should play. And I'm like, no, like I'm good. So like there's like an area right here, and I like see a certain individual, and I was like, and it's Joe. So Joe's talking to like two girls. He's like in the corner. He's thinking he's like the coolest, hottest ever. And so he sees me. He goes, Alexis! And I was like, oh, I'm looking for Sam. And so I walk away. He's like, girl, like, you know, you just come over here in the corner just to put your eyes on me. I was like, okay, you're dumb. So like I smile because like you're dumb, you know. Oh, you're still wearing a smile I still gave you. The girls are like, ooh. I'm like, you never gave me a smile. You never gave me a smile, Joe. Never. And you never will. So then I'm like walking, the girls are like laughing, ha ha ha. One girl's like, God, she's a bitch. And so I turn around and I'm like, you don't know me, don't call me that. And then Joe's like, yeah, she's feisty, I like her. So he's like trying to catch up to me, and I'm like, I can't find Sam. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, I can't find her, she was upstairs earlier with Nacho. And then he starts laughing. He's like, hurt your feelings, huh? I was like, no, it didn't. He's like, yeah, it did, it hurt your feelings, huh? Like just like on me. And I'm like, Joe, like shut up. up. So I'm like walking upstairs. Mel is coming down and she's like, oh, did you find her yet? Because I guess she could hear me like looking for her. And I was like, no, I haven't found her yet. Joe was like, oh, hey, what's your name? Like instantly she's like, ugh, yeah, I don't like sausage. Walks downstairs, and then as she's walking, we both like look down because it just looked funny, like how she just like came in. And then Joe was like, I know why I looked down. Why did you look down? And I was like, so I walk back upstairs and I'm just like laughing this whole time because I'm like, oh my god, I don't know what it is, but yeah, like I do look at boobies, I do look at culo. Doesn't mean, you know, I can admire, you know. So I'm like going upstairs and I'm like looking for Sam, and I'm like, oh my god, like I'm so scared. So I text Mr. Peach like, did you find Sam? And he texted me back quick, nope, haven't found her yet. So I'm like looking, I go up to Tati and I'm like, hey Tati, like can you help me find Sam? Like I can't find her. Like last time I seen her was Nacho. So I started getting scared because I was like, what if she like says something to Nacho? He's like under the influence, you never know, guys are stupid, guys are crazy, things happen like on the first date that are like crazy. And the way he was like traumatizing. So she's like, yeah, like I'll ask. So she goes up to the mom, goes up to the dad, and she was like, we can't find our sister Sam. And so the mom and dad are like, Sam, is anyone named Sam? Sam, you need to go home, Sam, like screaming really loud, and everyone's like turning around like, nope, don't know where we see Sam at. Someone comes to the front and they're like, yeah, she's out and back. And we're like, what the f? So me, Tati, Joe, we all go in the back, and then Mel eventually catched up too because she like heard like us like saying stuff, so she like came back upstairs. So we're all looking for her, and as we're like looking for her in the back, I don't see nothing. I'm just like, what? So like again, I'm always scared. I'm always like, oh my god, like something's gonna happen, like this, they're trapping us back here, like super paranoid. Joe automatically sees that and he's like, chill, like it's fine, like we'll find her, like she's not just gonna like disappear. And I was like, how do you know that? And then Tati was like, just have fun, like you came here with us, you didn't come here with her, you don't have to babysit her, you're not on the clock. And then Mel again is like, is that her girlfriend? To Tati, and Tati's like, no, what? So we go inside, and then Joe again tries to hit on Mel. So what's your name? She's like, I'm not gonna tell you. Walking back inside, I'm gonna go look for Sam. Mel is like, come on, let's go dance, let's go have a drink. And I was like, I'm gonna look for Sam. She's like, that's your girlfriend. Like trying to be funny, but like it was annoying me so bad, where I was like, no, it's not, okay? That's like a stepsister to me. Like, no, it's not. Like I need to find her. So I go to the side and I'm like looking. Tati is like looking inside, Joe's like on the other side, and I'm like looking for her. I'm like calling her because I'm like super freaking worried, where I'm like, where the could she be? So we go back inside. The mom and dad are like, hey, did you find her? And I'm like, no. They're like, oh, she probably left. Some person, we'll call them Febreze, Breeze is by over, and they're like, oh, she left with so and so. I was like, who's so and so? He's like, how the am I supposed to know? I was like, because you said his name, like you knew him. And he's like, no, Breeze is away. And I'm like, I am so scared. I'm like, is she really that stupid? Like, is she really that stupid? So I'm like freaking out. In the corner, I see that Nacho's getting a freaking lap dance from somebody. So I go over there and I'm like, Nacho, and he's like, oh, what? Like super like, oh yeah, like awkward. And I'm like, do you know where Sam's at? And he's like, no, why would I know where Sam's at? Attitude, still dancing with the girl's dancing, and she's like, can you go away? Me and the girl started getting a little like to each other. Someone is like, don't can talk to my sister like that. I look over, I was like, shut the f up. So I start getting like that. Skillet comes right next to me. She's like, y'all got a problem with her, you got a problem with me. I didn't say anything because I was like, yeah, Skillet, because like I'm gonna need the backup because these bitches look like they could fight. So I tell the girl, I'm like, I'm not even worried about what you're doing with this nasty ass motherfucker. I just want to know where Sam's at. And he's like, how am I supposed to know? She's like, he would give you the answer. And then that girl that told me to like comes over and she's like, what are you still doing here? Get out of my face. So as I do that, she like grabs my hand and she's like, don't put your hand in my face. I was like, then don't get in my face. Don't get in my face. And so she kind of just like, don't talk to her like that. I was like, bitch, please. So I'm going to like walk away. I guess she like tried to go like that. I don't know what's up with that. Everyone always like thinking that's gonna do something. Skillet like gets right there. She's like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? That was Skillet's like little gift to me. Like, bitch, I still got your back. So me and her still are looking for Sam. She's like, I'll help you find the stupid bitch. I'm like, thank you so much, because that stupid bitch, you should have seen what she was doing earlier. She's like, I know, like everyone was talking about it. I was like, what the like, what is wrong with her? Like, it was just like, I was so disappointed. I really felt like, why are you such a little hoe? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like scared. I'm like, dude, they said that like she took off with like so-and-so. She's like, who said that? I was like, that Febreze guy. She's like, what? So she's like, Febreze, get the fuck over here. Like talking to him. He's like, what? Who did Sam take off with? And then he's like, oh, so-and-so. Why are you acting like you don't know who so-and-so is? And he like looks at me like all like, he's like, cause I ain't no snitch. Like that. And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about, you idiot? What do you mean you're not a snitch? And he's like, yeah, I ain't no snitch. She's like, call him right now. Call him right now. That would kind of scare me, where I was just like, what? So he's like calling him. She's like, no, put it on speaker. And so he answers like, what's up? Sup? He's like, hey, did you leave with that? And like says like a very see you next Tuesday, you know, the one that was in the thing, whatever. And then he was like, hell no, I didn't leave with her. She asked me for a ride, but hell no. Skillet is like, then why the f you say he left with her? He's like, oh, I thought. And then the person was like, no, she asked me for a ride, but I didn't give her a ride. And then he's like, oh, okay, my bad. And so that guy gets mad, like, don't be saying that I'm doing it, blah blah blah. And then it's gonna get back to my girl. So they start having a little argument, and I'm like, dude, like, I need to find Sam. So I messaged Mr. Peach again, and I was like, do you know where Sam's at? And then I'm mad, so I messaged Sam, and I was like, you know what, dude, fuck you, this is supposed to be fun, but you always gotta ruin it. I hate you. And then I like messaged her again, and I was like, Sam, just tell me where you're at, because I'm really freaking out. So it's just like, I hate you, I want you to be safe, I can't stand you, I hope you're okay. Like freaking out. The house is not even that big, but like, you know, when there's like a party, everything feels like, it feels like a maze. And I'm like, I'm not even intoxicated. And then I was like, thank you, Mom, for putting fear in me, because I would be intoxicated looking for Sam. I would be so scared right now. So I'm like looking in each room. The mom and dad are like, don't be going in the rooms. I was like, I'm still trying to find my sister, and if I don't find my stepsister, I'm calling the cops. And then she's like, get the fuck out right now, don't be threatening me with that. Well, you think that does something to me? Da, 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 da. And I was like, I'm just trying to find her. So I'm like trying to backtrack, and she's like, no, get the fuck out, I don't like those dudes, get the fuck out, like screaming at me. And the dad's like, yeah, whoever is with this bitch, get the fuck out. I was like, bitch, because like he's a grown ass 40-year-old calling me a bitch. And I was like, bitch. He's like, yeah, you little bitch, get the fuck out. Like he was so mad. And I was like, fuck you, you fucking weirdos over here partying with your kids because you guys have no friends your own age, you pathetic motherfuckers. So I was like really mad. I'm like getting loud. Skillet is like, whoa, like Lex, like, you know, you gotta dial it back, like you don't know who these people are. I'm like, I don't give a who y'all are. Like I was like, I hate how like there was like moments where it's like, why is Jada coming out? Like this isn't a moment for Jada to come out. Like Jada should have came out with like all the other times. I was like, why are you doing this right now? But I think it's because I was so scared, and it was just like, I was so tired of like these adults like acting crazy like that, where I was just like, what the f. So Skillet was like, whoa, like came like right next to me, and like, you know, me and Skillet have our problems, but like the bitch come through sometimes, you know. So she's like, whoa, and then Tati's like, yep, that's my call, takes a drink, and she's like, let's go, let's wrap it up. Like she's ready to go. So it's me, Skillet, Tati, and then Mel tagged along, but like she has like a little like attitude because she was like, I wasn't ready to go. And Joe is gone. I don't know where the hell Joe went. I messaged him and I was like, where are you? We just got kicked out. And he's like driving home. So I was like, oh, okay. Okay, I thought we were like looking for Sam, going on a little scavenger hunt, but okay. So we're still like arguing. Everyone's like wrapping up the thing. There's like mom and dad have like 2 kids, and they're like, oh yeah, this bitch has been nothing but problems. She's over there doing this, going back and down, like fight. And I was like, how is that causing problems? Because I was over there talking to Nacho, and this little bitch wanted to fucking attitude with me. That's causing problems? No, I was just talking. Tati can't find her phone, and Tati's like, I'm not leaving until I find my phone, because I know you crackheads are gonna fucking pawn it. Talking to the mom and dad, and they're like, crackheads? We're not fucking crackheads. They were fucking crackheads. Fucking crackheads. And I was like, yes, the fuck you are. Like, who parties with their kids? Crackheads. So it's me, Skillet, and Tati having big ass mouths, and like they're like pissed. The dad goes, go get the gun, to his wife. She like looks at him, and she's like if he was like trying to intimidate us, okay? He was like, and I was like, what, you think you're doing something with that? Tati was like, I just want to find my phone, because if I don't find my phone, she's calling the cops. Mel is like, yeah, what's the address? Why the f would they give us the address, Mel? Why? Like why would they do that? Why would they do that? The kids that are from mom and dad are like, hey, everyone just calm down. Like, mom, dad, like, fucking chill. Like, I hate when you guys get like this. Da, 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 da. You guys said you guys would be in the room. Like, talking to them like that. And I'm just like, Tati's going, looking, flipping the sofas, looking. The mom's like, you better clean that shit up. She's like, bitch, you, like looking under it, like trying to find the phone, looking for it. And then I was like, I'll just call it. And so I'm like calling it, and we can hear it, but we don't know where it's coming from. Okay, we don't know where it's coming from. So we're like looking. Mel is like, check the restroom. It sounds like it's coming from the restroom. I was like, it does, huh? So we go to the restroom, and you know how like we're natural, and we try to go in there. The mom and dad are like, you're not going in there. Like, no one's supposed to be allowed in there. I was like, okay. But when my stepsister was in there, y'all like did not care. And she was like, I didn't see it happening, but you're not going in there. Keep calling it, we can hear it. And Tati's like, my phone's in there. The mom's like, I'll go and look. Closes the door, goes in there, and then comes back out. She's like, it's not in there. We try to call it, and it doesn't ring no more. And I'm like, oh, this bitch turned it off. Okay, so I'm thinking, I'm gonna call Tommy. I'm gonna call Tommy, and I'm gonna show you what a real gangster is, all right? She's gonna come and she's gonna get everybody in here. So I'm like really mad because I feel like these people were like, they thought like they were like doing something with their little like, go get the gun, blah, blah. I'm gonna call Tommy. I'm gonna call Tommy and she can handle it. Tati is like, I'm not leaving unless my phone is with me. Leave, get the out of my house. Now, Tati's like, all right. And I'm like, okay, like what was so quick for the switch? She's like, okay, we will. Like just very like calm. I don't know if it's because she did see the gun or like if it was like what, but like I'm like in this mood of like just like scaredness where I'm just like, we're going 100 right now, and I'm like so pissed off inside because I'm just supposed to have a good time, and Sam is constantly doing some stupid shit, and I'm just annoyed by it. I'm walking, I'm like, Tati, we're really leaving? She's like, yeah, we're leaving right now. So we go outside, we're past the porch. The dad is like, no, all the way off my property. And then Tati's like, you don't own any of this, bitch. You're on section 8. You don't own any of this, bitch. Like just like super like livid. And she's like, give me your phone right now, Alexis. I was like, okay. Give her my phone. She calls and she's like, yeah, no, we're right here. And the dad's like, who the f calling? Who the f calling? She's like, yeah, we're right here. No, we're gonna wait right here. No, we're gonna wait right here. Within like a couple of minutes, I was like, oh, this is gonna be business. Like this is scary. Like that I want to go home now. Like I want to go home. And she's like, Alexis, relax. I need my phone. And I was like, okay. Like I was just like really scared because I'm like, I have been in a drive-by and it is not, it's not for anybody. Like it's terrifying, y'all. A couple men get out, talk to Tati. Tati just points, boom, they go right in. Minutes later, they come right back out and they have her phone. As it's driving off, that dad runs out and he's like, give me the license plate number. The dad's nose was like bloody. I was like, well, I wanna look for Sam. Like I was like so scared. I was like, I need to like go see where Sam's at. Like I'm like super scared. I was like, if they hide a phone, what makes me think they won't hide a body? Like I'm just like yeah, was not prepared to come out and have this type of, yeah, like this is really like I'm really scared that I'm really scared. And she's like, oh, you'll be fine. Like all they did was just fight. Like they didn't bring nothing. She's like, and they're over there threatening us with the gun. Where's the gun, huh? Where's the gun? And so we are getting in the car and I'm like, dude, like I need to find Sam. And she's like, babe, I don't give a f about that little bitch. So you can stay, but I don't give a f about that little bitch. I'm leaving. Mel is like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna stay. Like I think I'm just gonna stay. So Mel gets off of the car, she goes back in, and they just let her back in because of course they would, right? And it's just me, Skillet, and Tati, and Skillet's like, dude, like f her. And I was like, no, like that fucked up. Like what if something's happening to her right now? And then when I go back home, like that's gonna be the guilt. She's like, then it's on her. Then it's on her. I was like, nah, this is like a movie in the making. Like a movie in the making. And Tati's like, tell me right now what you want to do. Like she has her hand on the wheel and I'm like, the door's open and like I don't want to put my ass on the seat. Because I was like, once I put my ass on the seat, like what if this bitch just takes off? Like what if she just takes off? So I tell Tati, I'm like, hey dude, like I can't, like it won't sit right with my soul. Like I swear to God, I won't be able to sleep at night. She's like, all right, love you. Tell me when you're home. Be safe. Skillet gets out. Tell me why I thought this bitch was gonna stay with me. No, she was like, so you're not gonna go? I was like, I really thought she was gonna stay with me. She's like, all right, I'll catch you later. And like gives me a handshake and goes to the passenger. And they take off. So I'm just still sitting there and I'm like scared. The dad comes back out and he's like, leave, get the out of here. Now I'm not all big and bad, right? Now I'm not saying nothing because I was like, I'm only one person. So I was like, okay, sir. I start walking and I'm like, the whole time I'm like, I'm just gonna call Tati and like tell her to come pick me back up. Like I'm just so scared. So I try and call Tati and it goes straight to the voicemail, and I was like, this bitch didn't turn back on her phone or it's dead. Like, I'm so scared. So I'm like walking and I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Like, I'm just like I'm just like really scared. So I call Sam and I'm like, hey Sam, if you get this voicemail, I'm at this street, I'm trying to look for you. Like, there was a lot that went down. Like, it's been really crazy. Like, it just feels like a really crazy night. It literally felt like a hangover movie. Like, I was just like, I'm just trying to have fun. Like, what the are we doing? She doesn't answer, and I end up calling the ex, and he picks me up. And he's like super like disgusted and like infuriated with me, and he's like, I thought you said you weren't gonna go. And I was like, oh, like they made me, like I thought we were gonna go and hang out their house, that's why I left, and like they're still over there. Like, I was trying. He's like, oh yeah. And I was like, yeah. So we end up going to a freaking parking garage, and he takes out all his anger, and I'm just sitting there throbbing, super pissed off, because I was like, this was your option that you had. Like, we couldn't have just like seeing if we can hitchhike. So I always get mad at myself when like the situations would lead to that, because it honestly felt like during like the act I had to like go to La La Land, and I would be so infuriated, y'all. Like, he'd be like, move over here, like I guess I'm not do like like I would just like get so infuriated where I'd be like, I feel so pissed off. Like, why? Like, obviously like you think it would do something to somebody and be like, oh, you're not even into it. Did not care. Crying, all of it, did not care. It was like, oh yeah, that turns me on even more when you cry. Really? That's crazy. Like, an hour later, and he's like, where do I drop you off at? I was like, you can just drop me back off at, you know, the Peaches. And so he's like driving there, and I'm like still texting Sam, like, Sam, I'm so scared to go home without you. Please let me know you're okay. I couldn't find you. Like, please let me know you're okay. Like, I'm so scared. I call her, it's now going to voicemail, and I'm just like, oh my god, like, I'm gonna have to go inside and tell Mr. Peach did leave like after me. We need to call the police. Like, I'm over here thinking about like all these things, scared beyond, and I'm just like, I messed up. I should have just took her with me. Like, I shouldn't have been a bitch. Like, why did I do that? Like, why did I do that? All she wanted to do was have fun. Like, all she wanted to do. And so I'm like really scared, and I keep like thinking about like, okay, who was at the party? How did they look? This, that, like, oh, you're definitely going to like go to the system now. Like, you definitely did it, Jade. Like, so as we're pulling, I see Joe's car, and I'm gonna end it there. I love you guys so much. Besos a todos. I appreciate you guys' support so much. Once we get to 7K, I will post the next part to the story time. I might be able to post the same day we hit 7K, if not the next day. Okay, you guys? I love you guys so much. Besos a todos, and I'll see you guys in my next one.